Hey everyone, Bench Addict here. I want to do a quick review on the Derraco Engineering Ugly Reloading sells it, but the PCPS primer seeder, or Foreman's primer seeder, Foreman's competition primer seeder, whatever you want to break it down to, precision competition primer seeder. Anyways, we're going to do a head-to-head on that against the primal rights here. So this here is the, here I'll turn, but this is literally the box that came in. This is how it came. Unfortunately, no die box for it, but there's the PCPS by Derraco. And when we open the box, this is what you get. So, you know, we've got our die here along with the slides. It came with the large primer body in there, and then, you know, the small one is over here, the gold. Sorry, I'm doing it so backwards to me. Anyways, we're going to go through the unboxing, switch it over to small primer since that's what I'm going to be using for this video, and so you can see how it all unboxes and goes together, what it's like to switch it over from small to large, large to small, whatever. And then we're going to compare results on how the consistency is with seating between the primal rights and the ugly reloading. So I move the camera in here a little closer, and all right, so I'll move this so it's a little better in front of the camera. Okay. So we got a little spare parts bag here. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this up here. This top plate. You can just swing that out of the way. Pull that off. Now I'm going to unscrew the die body from the top because there's no punch pin in there. These are marked large and small. I mean, you can look at them and see which. Kind of hard to get a good visual on the camera, but you can see this one here says S, and this one here has the L, large and small. So anyways, let's drop our small pin down in there. Small end, obviously with the small end up. We'll just screw that back in. You get it good and tight. Now I'm using a Area 419 press. I'm going to use the die rings that I have for that press, so I'm just going to spin this one off. That's just a personal preference, I guess. It doesn't really matter, but I pay the money for the Area 419 rings, so I'm going to use them. Now I got to grab a this uses the Lee Auto Prime shell holders, so same as the RCBS. And before I forget, one thing, when you go to put the slide bar in here, you want to there's a little spring right here that hooks on a little loop right here, and it's best to hook that before you drop this in, because once it's in the press and everything's all in place, it's not going to be very easy to attach that spring. So just a word of the wise there on that. Ben there did that. Alright, so here's my number 2 shell holder. We're going to be doing 6BR brass, so spin that down. and I just lightly snug these screws. They don't need to be super tight. Now there is a micrometer. Got a bad glare. This on the bottom right here is a micrometer, and there are you can kind of see some of the numbers, but I can't get a very good focus. But this has single click micrometer. I've got it set already to the depth that I want, so, and I can pull this out of the press, put it right back in the press, and it'll be right dead on, because this where this screws in at, where the setting on this is not like you know, doing an FL die where your headspace will change a little bit if it's not exact. With this, everything is just right off of here. So I mean, the press bottoms against this micrometer, so it really doesn't matter. The only thing that's going to change if you don't put this exactly back is where the handle stops to contact this, but your seating depth will stay the same. Now, one thing that's a little different with this that threw me off is they advertise half thousandths clicks. And when I put this on my press and started dialing it in, you know, I went 2 clicks, seated one, pulled it out, checked it, and it had barely changed, maybe a half thou. And went 2 more clicks, and same thing. I finally figured. Then I started going 4 clicks at a time, and at that point, I was getting an increase of 1,000th extra seating depth with 4 clicks of turning this in. So this is actually, the increments on this are metric. It's 0.01 millimeters, not thousandths of an inch like we're used to with just about almost everything. So not a big deal. And actually, doing the math on it, and using a conversion calculator, the 0.01 millimeter should be, it comes out to basically 3 10,000ths. In my findings of measuring seated primers, you know, 4 clicks gave me exactly 1 thou. So I'm seeing closer to a 1/4 thousandth of an inch per click. But you know, no big deal. It's just a little extra precise. So I'm going to get the camera moved here. We'll go ahead and get this seated into the press, and we'll start seating some primers. All right, hang tight. All right, so here we are back. Now it does not. There. So we'll just. These primers are just dumped out of the sleeve. No sorting of any kind by height or weight, or I'm going to flip them over here. So we'll just pick 10 of them out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Okay. So there's 10 primers in a tube. I'm using a double alpha primer tube for this because this primer seater does not come with primer tubes. So here is a better look, so you can see, I've got the tube just stands right in the back there. I got my little hairpin here. I'll pull out in just a second. Let's get this. Here we go. Now, so the casings will just drop. It'll just slide right into here. So I know you're used to putting them down here, but so now we're working on top of the press, not on top of the ram like you're used to. On the top of the ram, I've got the Area 419 plate in here for bullet tipping, or well, that's really what it's for. But the sorry, grab it. So the not double alpha, the Derraco does come with its own. This one has that little groove where you can snap it into the press. So you do get that. So we'll seat a couple here. And check that. Let's see where my depth is. 3.5 thousandths. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Should put me at 4.5. Yeah, just a smidge over. I have 5, but I also hit it twice, so yeah. Alright, we'll roll with that. I always like to rotate these 180 degrees, hit them a second time, get better consistency with them that way. Just in case anyone was curious why I was doing that. And I'm just going to run 10, so this is number 7. Or 8, I guess it was. Last one. Okay, those are done. Now I'll get the camera moved, go over to the Brown Rights and get set up. Alright, here we are again. Get these. This one's already set the seating depth, so I don't need to make any adjustments here. Oh, I didn't hold my pen. There we go. And this is not a very good working height, so I'm going to stand. There we go. No, this is not my normal bench I do this on, but this is just where I do my filming on stuff, so normally I'd like a lot more solid of a bench than this. This has way too much flex, but it'll do. Alright, there's 10 rounds on that one. So, I mean, this one's a little faster just because everything's right here. I don't have the longer handle to pull. I don't have to reach up high and down here, down here to pick up the brass and then reach up, to set it on top of the press. So, I mean, yeah, it's a little faster, but just a quick look at the turnouts here. So here's my 10 rounds from the ugly reloading. So, I get 6 thou there, 5.9, 5.7, 5.9. The last number is in 10 thousandths, just see. 6.3. Oh, that one's a little shallow. 5. 6, even. 6.1. 5.6. 5.8. So, we got plus minus half a thou. That's what we got on that. On the primal rights here, so you got 6.6, 5.8, 6.1, 6.3, 5.7, 6.2, 6.1, 6.1, 5.5, 6.3. So you had a little less variation on this one, but it's so close that, I mean, yeah. Anybody that wants to get, a bench style, hands down, I'd tell them, for 200 bucks or 205, which is what the PCPS is going for right now. I mean, you can't beat it. So, and I'm not going to pick on 10 thousandths of an inch difference between one and the other, and we're only talking maybe the difference of an additional plus minus quarter thou. That's not enough to make a difference, on target downrange. If you can keep within plus minus half, I mean that's really that's pretty tight. You're not going to gain anything from getting any tighter than that, in my opinion. So that's the video. I just wanted to get this out there quick. Just a quick moment to do this. So sorry if I seem a little rushed, but I just want to get this done while I had the opportunity. It's been a long wait since the last video, so I appreciate everybody's patience. And there'll be more to come. I'm getting ready to do some neck turning on the auto dod, get that dialed in. I got my case holder here for the 6BR from F-Class Products. So I needed that so I could get all the neck turning done. I was going to do a video on doing 308, but the necks were too crooked, so I ended up trashing that video. And those necks still need to get straightened, but yeah, that's gonna that can sit and wait a little bit. I don't need that brass right now. So that was just some brass I wanted to use for example on setting up an auto dod and doing some neck turning. So thanks again. Please hit the like, share, subscribe, and if you want to see some more information on this and the comparison between the two, I go deeper in depth on that in the in my Patreon. So please do check me out on Patreon, Ben Chaddock on Patreon. So I'll put a link there for people to click on to find me. And I appreciate the support for anybody that does join. And so yeah, thanks again for watching, and until next time.